Okay, one thing we noticed in our soil test here for this this new little patch we're starting up is that the pH was very low. I believe it was also low in calcium and magnesium. A couple of things we're going to do to remedy that is we're going to add some dolomitic lime into the soil and such. And what we've done here so far is we've kind of came in and we've given a very light disking to this area. It's been in grass for as long as I can remember, at least 12 years or more here. But we've just kind of broken the top layer of the grassy area here a little bit like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply the lime, and then we're going to disc this area really heavy to do two things. Number one, to start breaking up the soil a little bit better, and also to work the lime actually into the soil. Now, in a true survival situation, or a situation where we didn't have any resupply of going to the garden store and things like that to get like this lime and things like that, the other thing we could do is we could pile up brush, wood, and things like that and burn them right in the area where we want to garden. Now, it's not going to act as fast acting or as strong as like this dolomitic lime and such will, but it will help the act in the same way as lime does, as far as bettering your pH and such like that in the soil. The other big factor about burning your wood right there is the wood ash would also add some organic matter into the soil as it was further decaying after it was burnt and such. So again, we're going to do that in this area as well too. We're going to kind of set up a test area here where we'll use regular dolomitic lime in this area here, and then back in this back spot, what we'll do is we will not correct the pH with the regular lime. We'll just go through and we'll burn. We're going to clear all this little section right in here, and we're going to pile any of the smaller brush and things like that we don't use for firewood in this section, and we'll have a big bonfire here later on. And we'll see, we'll get another soil test maybe next spring, and we'll see how that, after we've disked that in and such, how that's really affected the pH. But again, you're not going to probably get the using the wood ash and such. You're probably not going to get the trace elements like the calcium and the magnesium and such, the boost to those that you would get with commercial store-bought lime. One thing that's very important is, again, if your pH is off, or some of your trace elements are off and such, it can actually lock up some of the other nutrients in the soil. So good idea to, about every 2-3 years at least, hit a light liming at least on your garden areas and such. And this is a good thing to stockpile. These bags right here, it's a 50-pound bag. You can get it at like Tractor Supply Warehouse, some of the other big kind of big box type farm and feed stores, probably Farm and Fleet up north, things like that. This was, I believe, $6.95, something like that. If you're smart, you go in there, you look around. They have some broken bags. You offer them half price for the broken bags. Take it home, put some trash bags over it so moisture doesn't get in there, and bada bing, you've saved some money in there as well too. But lime is going to be very important to do to get into your soil. I'm sure there's probably areas of the country that don't need them. As a rule, down here where we are in the southeast, most of your soil is going to be fairly acidic, and it's going to need that lime to raise the pH a little bit. This area right here, I'll bust the soil test report out here in a little while, but I want to say it was fairly low. It was in even the high 4s or low 5s, and of course we want it in the about 6 to 7 range as far as the pH. So we're going to apply this. We're going to spread this out using a just a standard, garden spreader type thing like you'd use for grass seed and things like that. And you can also pitch it by hand, but again, the spreader is going to give you a little bit more of a uniform application of it. And then we're going to disc it in to get it worked into the soil and to further break up some of these grassy areas and things like that. We're not going to sit here and worry about every little stick and things like that. This will start coming out as we get in here and get working it to get something in here. Also, it does break down. It does help the soil a little bit. Typically wood, putting too much wood, like wood shavings and things like that, if there isn't a high nitrogen source, will actually deplete some nitrogen from the soil. So something to consider if you're just going to do the organic route and such. Most of your manures and such are low in nitrogen.